Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glorifications to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect. This video is going to be a response to this article that came out on the 15th. California approves $35 million plan for nation's first state-funded guaranteed income program. California lawmakers approved the first state-funded guaranteed income plan in the U.S., $35 million for monthly cash payments to qualified people.
In a bipartisan move, state lawmakers unanimously approved a $35 million guaranteed income plan aimed at helping pregnant women and young adults aging out of the foster care system. Inland Empire Bureau Chief Rob McMillan has more.
In a unanimous vote, California becomes the first state in the country to adopt a guaranteed income program. The state legislature has approved spending $35 million for monthly payments for certain low-income individuals.
We're talking in the range of $500 a month, maybe $1,000 at the max that such people would receive, which certainly, as we know, at the cost of living in California, would not be adequate to fully support yourself, but might just be that thing that ensures that you don't become homeless or that you can continue your education.
The program will be geared toward providing funding for certain low-income pregnant women, as well as former foster care kids who are too old to be in the system anymore.
If you're in the foster system up to a certain age, you are provided for. And yet then when you transition out, while we have some support services, basically you're kind of just left out on your own.
If you look at the stats for foster youth, they're devastating. They're half as likely to graduate from high school. Their chances of graduating from a CSU, only about 4% do that. And if you talk to CDCR, they don't have hard facts, but they believe as many as 20% of the prison population are former foster youth. So I believe that we should be doing all we can to lift these young people up.
The bill makes it up to local cities and counties how to implement the program. A handful of state Senate Republicans did not vote one way or the other on the bill because they were absent.
So now I'm going to read a little into the article. Scroll down a bit. Local governments and organizations will apply for the money and run their programs. The State Department of Social Services will decide who gets funding. California lawmakers left it up to local officials to determine the size of the monthly payments, which generally range from $500 to $1,000 in existing programs around the country. The vote came on the same day millions of parents began receiving their first monthly payments under a temporary expansion of the federal child tax credit many view as a form of guaranteed income. Now there's momentum. Things are moving quickly, said Michael Tubbs, an advisor to Governor Gavin Newsom, who was a trailblazer when he instituted a guaranteed income program as mayor of Stockton. The next stop is the federal government. For decades, most government assistance programs have had strict rules about how the money could be spent, usually limiting benefits to things like food or housing, but a guaranteed income program gives money to people with no rules on how to spend it. The idea is to reduce the stresses of poverty that cause health problems and make it harder for people to find and keep work. So I'm going to play this video as well.
The pandemic has taken its toll on a lot of families and left them wondering how They're going to make ends meet. Well, now there's a radical new experiment. Could a guaranteed income change lives? Our Giovanna Lara shows us one local city's solution.
I was trying so hard to get back on my feet.
4 years ago, Christine was addicted to drugs, homeless, and pregnant. She lost custody of her daughter when she was born.
I was a functioning addict until it caught up to me.
A year of rehab helped. She became a Metro bus driver and was reunited with her daughter. Then during the holidays, her 4-year-old got COVID-19, and Christine had to stay home to care for her.
It's so depressing when you're a mom and you can't provide for your child.
But in January, everything changed. Christine got an email from the city of Compton offering her $1,800 every 3 months for 2 years. No questions asked, no strings attached.
I was really excited, and it was because I had just went on unemployment, and I needed the money really bad.
Sound too good to be true? It's not. It's a guaranteed income program called the Compton Pledge. City officials raised $8 million to fund the experimental pilot program. 800 people will receive roughly $14,000 over the next 2 years, while a research team studies the impact the added income has on their lives.
This is about eradicating poverty and just the argument that everyone deserves to live a life that's dignified. And we have the power to do that in one of the wealthiest nations in the world.
Compton Mayor Asia Brown spearheaded the program in her city, but it was 2 years ago that Stockton Mayor Michael Tubbs launched the nation's first mayor-led guaranteed income program, giving 125 randomly chosen Stockton residents $500 a month for 2 years. The results from the first year of that experiment just released. Researchers found the extra cash reduced income volatility, enabled recipients to find full-time employment, allowed for goal setting and risk-taking, and resulted in less depression and anxiety. In fact, the people who received the cash secured full-time jobs at more than twice the rate of people in a control group who did not receive it. And what did they spend the money on? Researchers say food, clothes, and utility bills.
People that are lower income, they are not lazy. They work very hard. They work 2 and 3 jobs to survive, and especially in higher cost states like California. So it's not a part of who works the hardest. It's about who has access to more opportunity.
I hope that I accomplish moving out of this apartment and being able to be able to own a home. And then that way I can be able to give back to them for what they've done for me.
There have been several other basic income experiments around the world. Some have had no impact on employment either way. But there is growing evidence the guaranteed income boosts happiness, health, school attendance, and reduces crime. Giovanna Lotta, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
So yeah, I mean, pretty much it for the article, and you can see for the most part it's going to be directed towards you Jakes out there, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So now I'm going to bring out this Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. So with these handouts that Esau Edom's giving out right now, this is just another way for Esau to get you to feel comfortable in this place, and to get you to depend on him instead of the Lord. And in the Hebrew, that word heart is your mind, so he's destroying your mind, because instead of your mind being focused on the Lord, you're just caught up in whatever daily things you're doing in life here in Babylon. Slack it. And a wise man would be those that are in this truth, because this life will just fucking drive you mad. It'll make you go crazy just living in this place. That's why we need Yahweh Shai. And also, next I'm going to get this. Isaiah 36:6. Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed, on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh king of Egypt to all that trust in him. So by you trusting in this system, in this Esau Edom so-called white man system, you're going to get hurt. It's going to come back to bite you in the ass. roughly paraphrasing the scriptures that say, who will pity a charmer, Salakia, that is bitten with a serpent? You're going to end up being bitten with that serpent, which is the RFID microchip, the MOB. So I'm going to end off with this. Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Verse 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So, for those of us that have the eyes to see, those that have the eye salve, we can see that the stage is being set. Everything is in place to bring that chip in. It's right around the corner, as the elders have said. So, yeah, I mean, we're here, we're at the end. Seek the Lord now, while he may be found, roughly paraphrasing the scriptures, because it's going to come as a thief in the night. We're seeing all the signs. We're almost at the end of we're about halfway through 2021. So who knows, we might be out here this year, or if not, maybe in the next 1 or 2 years, but all we know is that we're close. We're very close. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I had on that. Lord willing, it was edifying. Once again, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glorifications to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect. Shalom.